folks, we are going to get fired up here in a second. We just need to hit our signal here to stream. We're going to be looking at some downtime tasks and development of activities that characters, NPCs, and guilds can perform during downtime or under direct command. Just give me a hot second here to punch a bunch of signals here. And while I am punching signals on, Twitter and Discord and Facebook, etc. If you want to take a look, like, subscribe, check out the link that I've got down in the description below for the books that I have on DMsGuild that are 100% preview for you to take a look at, check out. But I am almost done here. Then we're going to get into this. What we're going to do today is what I got on screen there is the Elemental Key book, which is a conversion of monks into a 4 elemental design. That's also down in the link below for folks to take a look at. A lot of fun stuff down there. But for now, I am getting ready for my design meeting for the day. Check. Okay, cool. That's good. And there, and there. So we're going to mess around for a while here. And give me a second here to fix this stuff. Drop that down into the back of the ground. Okay, so here's the project that we're working on. Ukulele Bard and myself. I'm going to work at this for the next hour or so before our meeting today. In command of armies, guilds, and kingdoms. Here's the front end of this, which has got playtest on Indestructible Boys and Dungeoneer packs. Works in progress, Discord channels, and so you can check it out there if you're interested. Let's see, scrolling down through how squads work, and then we get into the commanding larger scale armies, nearly endless size. If you want to run a galactic empire and have a fleet of ships attacking on a round-per-round basis, you can certainly do so using these mechanics if you want. But one of the extensions of this project is taking squads, and instead of having them fighting stuff, you can have them tasked with activities that your character may otherwise perform as downtime. You can just command followers to and folks that are familiar with 1st, 2nd, and 3rd edition know what followers are, or hirelings, or strongholds, where higher level characters can develop groups that are willing to perform tasks on your behest. So this is converting that into 5e, these follower mechanics for you to be able to scale up. There's a number of tasks in the Dungeon Master's Guide, as well as Saltmarsh, as well as Xanathar's Guide to Everything, that we're working on converting into activities that you can make as die rolls that you yourself don't necessarily have to spend time doing, called eloquently tasks. So there's only so many of them. We've gone through a conversion process in previous streams and over the past couple of months of building out these tasks into the guilds and kingdoms that can oversee these tasks being performed. We've created a scale for those to be able to perform that eloquently curve into the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th rank that player character commanders can attain as you gain levels, but guilds and kingdoms can also gain those ranks as they grow in size with additional resources, or in the case of kingdoms, increasing their renown so that they have more effect or more political weight on communities, and guilds operating within their zone of influence to perform tasks as well. Characters, if you're using the Ravnica system, can gain renown as well out of the DMG. But these are the tasks that those guilds and kingdoms would perform. So they work at an individual level, like if your character wants to do this, if that's how they want to spend their downtime. We're looking to flesh out a little bit deeper tasks lists than what is just presented in the DMG, Saltmarsh, and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. I'm going to fish down here to grab the task list that we have developed here before I start. But basically what we're doing here is we're just going through the process of looking at how tasks are aligning currently with the tasks, with the tasking structure, the resource structure that we have built out for guilds and kingdoms. So give me a hot second here to flip through here, and it'll be really nice when we have this in a PDF where you can just hyperlink into these different things. But here's all the different tasks that can be performed. There's 18 of them that we have broken down. And so tasks can be used. How are they useful? Sidebar encouraging creative thinking. These are like loose ideas that are taken out of the DMG, but are basic guidelines, 18 guidelines for players to perform. So let's see, independent tasks, repairing constructs. That's something we have to think about. Trap springers. List of tasks. Okay, crafting items. Let's see, more in-depth rules. See XGTE. First, the DM will choose what materials are needed to craft the item. Creation can begin until materials can't begin until materials are gathered. That's logical. The DM is free to describe what materials is needed. Let's see, which would be C, networking. Creation can't begin until materials are gathered. The DM is free to describe what materials is needed, but generally the material must be as rare as the item being created, in a quantity equal to the size of the item. This material can, in a quantity equal to the size of the item, the material can be gathered through networking, as detailed below. If a specific quest isn't presented for the characters to gather it directly themselves. So when you're having allies create items for you, or if you want to craft items yourself, the DM can either use that as a plot hook to lead you to either a social exploration or combat adventure, or it can be just a delegated task that your players don't have to directly engage with, but utilizes the resources of your guild or NPCs to attempt to acquire them, which would be a command check. Let's see what we have sitting here so far. Materials cost by rarity. Let's see what we can find in here. Buying and selling magic items. Carousing research. Let's look at research. Wages and research, not so relevant. Downtime activities. Buying and selling magic item. Carousing, mercenary work. Downtime activities and salt marsh is only so good. Let's see, crafting an item. A character who has time and money and blah, blah, blah. Other kinds of non-magical gear, resources, and resolution. In addition to the appropriate tools, the items being crafted. A character needs raw materials worth half the item's selling cost. To determine how many work weeks it takes to create an item, divide its gold piece cost by 50. A character can complete multiple items in a work week. This is all relevant. So you can grab that, open up a notepad, cut. Let's get into let's see, XGTE equals resources and resolution. A character needs raw material worth half of the item's selling costs. Resources and resolution. Let's see. Creating non-magical items. In addition to the appropriate tools for the items being crafted, the character needs raw materials worth half of the item's selling cost. To determine how many work weeks it takes to create an item, divide its gold piece cost by 50. Let's look at here. Let's look at, say, longsword. $15 divided by 2, and then let's grab a handy dandy calculator here. 70 divided by 50 equals 0.14 times 7 equals a day. So a sword requires a day. Let's see. Common magic items compared over long periods of time, as long as the work in progress is stored in a safe location. A character can complete multiple items in a work week if the item combined. Interesting that they use a work week specifically. Let's see. Duration of task. Rank 1 task. 1 day. So we're looking at a longsword being 1 day. Duration of tasks, 2 hours, 1 day, 10 day, season, year. 1, 2, 3, 4. Magic, minor, size, small. Let's see. Scale of the task determines how many workers are needed to perform it. Scale 5 foot. So this should be magic item creation specifically. Rank of a task, see 50, or other things. $200 days. That's 2 seasons. 2 hours, 1 day, 10 day. Oh, okay, that works. Let's see. That'll work. Let's see, less than 1 day. Rank equals first. Less than 10 day equals rank 2. Less than season equals rank 3. Less than year equals rank 4. less than 10 years equals rank 5. So let's see what we can find in Xanath in the equipment list. Airships are pretty damn expensive. Exploration, movement, utility, notes. Anything else that's ridiculously expensive like that? There's a lot of pages of stuff. We're just going to comb through the equipment list here to see what other extremely expensive. Black opal. Translucent dark green with black. Mottling flex. Gemstone worth 1,000 gold pieces. So 1,000 gold pieces divided by 50 equals 20 days. That's less than a season, so that'd be a rank 3 task. This is pretty straightforward. I think this might actually work pretty easily. Black pearl. So like you'd have to be a 3rd rank to be able to carve a black opal from black pearl. Yeah, most of these things are within cost range. Black sapphire, that works. You'd have to be, yeah, and if you aren't a high enough level character or organization to have 3rd rank, it means that you have to do you always have to do a check, but the higher rank you are, the better your ability score is to do it, or the better your role is to do it. And there are command checks that are required just to see if you're able to do it without screwing up. Let's see, 25, 50. I'm just looking for something more expensive than an airship. I know there's castles. Diamond, 5,000. That's going to fall within the 4th rank. A galley. How is a galley more expensive than an airship? You tell me. 30, 1, 2, 3, divide by 50 equals 600 days. That's less than 10 years. That's a task. Jeez, McCrow. Oh, I could do a cost thing, so I can make the most expensive first. Let's go to page 1 to find the most. There we go. That's skyships. There we go. Legal land exploration guide to Wildemount. Screw you, Wildemount. But that's the right tier. 100,000 divided by 50. 2,000 days to do it. Divided by 365. Equals 5.47. This is actually a really easy, straightforward way to do that. So I'm pretty good with that. Except that the magic items don't have costs. So crafting items, creating non-magical items in creation, in addition to crafting items. Duration is 1 day, 10 days, season, less than a year. Yeah, that feels right. Magic item creation, material cost by rarity, magic items, major items. Let's see if I can find buying a magic item. There we go. As shown in the buying magic item table, the total check dictates check results, item acquired, magic item, magic item, magic item, magic item cost. There we go. Asking price. If we go to the max of 70. So crafting is half the cost. If we're going to max it out, let's rebuild this table real quick then. Let's see. It's half the cost. So Unk, Com, Rar, Vrira, and Leg. This could be really, really simple. 25 times 12. 300,000. Rarity. Cost. Purchase cost. Craft. What was the word? Major, minor. Major, minor versus consumable craft. That's a good basic rule. So very rare is 5, that's 50K. Rare is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 equals 5, 1, 2, 3. This is, I like how this is scaling. 600, 300. Uncommon is common is 70. Ain't that convenient? That's 1. $300 divided by 50 equals 6 days. It's 100. Divided by 50 equals 500. That's more than a year. I'll give you that. It's less than 10 years. That pretty much curves out. That's really cool. That's really cool that actually curves out. You see that action? That's pretty close. I mean, the very rare is a little off, but it's still pretty damn close. Let's look at that again. Very rare. What do I need to do to get 25? 1, 2, 3. I do 365 times 50 was 18,000. Yeah, I'm pretty good with that. Let's go with consumables. Don't reduce the amount of time needed, but it halves the resource cost. So rank days. Oh, I bet I can mess with this. Okay. 10 days. Season. 1 year. 10 years. There we go. Freaking sweet. I can't believe how smoothly that's curving out. That's freaking awesome. Duration, rank of task equals duration crafting. Okay, so what can we do? What can we do to have? So the rank determines the difficulty. Let's go ahead and take a look at difficulties. Let's see, task. Guild performing tasks. So here's your DCs, and so the command die, like a first rank guild, has a D4 command die that's added +1. So it's D4 +1 is your command bonus. So you roll a D20, and then +1 because of your rank, and then D4 because of your command die. So you have to hit a DC 13 on a D20 +1 and D4 to hit that task. You can reduce your die to automatically succeed the command dice check. On a D4, you'll have about 50-50 chance, but if you burn your die down from a D4 to a D3, you can automatically succeed that check, but then you only have a D3 +1 to make your command check. So you still only have about a 50-50 chance of succeeding the task, even though the command check would pass. So the CDC is... but first rank task, you don't have to perform a CDC. There are circumstances, because the rank of the task is the rank of the task that you can perform without having to perform a CDC check. But there are mitigating circumstances that may require you to make a CDC check regardless with your task DC. So like, for example, if you're in an insecure location, like if you're trying to do this in the wilderness, for example, that might be a circumstance where you'd have to do a CDC check. Or if you're misallocating resources, if your guild doesn't know how to do those tasks. Yeah, there's a number of different opportunities here that you might have to do that. But like if a first rank guild is trying to perform a third rank task, then you do have to perform the CDC, and you only have a D4 to do it. You can remove the CDC check if you burn your D4 down to D3, but now you have to do on a 20-sided die, do a +1, a D3 +1 on top of your D20 to hit a 19. So you only have about a 25% chance of succeeding at the task. Again, there are things that you can do to improve that effect, like using guilds and communities. Like if you're in a community trying to create this thing that is like a blacksmith shop that has smithies in the blacksmith shop, then you'd have advantage of making that roll because you have the resources readily available to you to do it. So you gain advantages. Plus your character can be involved in the effect and use their die roll instead of your guilds, but then that would take your character's downtime activity to perform the task. So anyway, so the DC of, say, a legendary magic item is a DC 25, and it takes a CDC 6. Anything that's less than a 5th rank guild would have to make a command check on top of it. So it becomes incredible. Like a first rank guild could never actually perform create a legendary magic item because they have a D4 die, which is impossible to hit. A second rank guild has a D6 command die, so it's possible for them to create a legendary item. So they could take that D6 and burn it down to a D4 plus 2. Now they have to roll a 19 or better on the DC. So it's almost impossible for them to do it, but it's possible. So it gets easier as you gain ranks. So having said that, what can we do? Is there anything that we can sensibly do to reduce the amount of time it takes, or the amount of money that it takes? If a rank 5, 10 years, maybe no. Maybe just no. That's ridiculously simple. Creating items, magic items. In these two tables, in those notes from as detailed in XGTE, if what's it, 7:55? Cool, that's been a half hour and we resolved this task. I'm pretty happy with that. Character needs raw materials worth half the item's selling cost to determine how many work weeks it takes to create an item. Divide its gold piece cost by 50. It's interesting that they would use. It's interesting that they use weeks because the DMG suggests not using weeks because like Forgotten Realms uses 10 days. So it's generally recommended to break things down in days, but this is ignoring that. So how do we recalibrate this? The math works out, and I like that. So if a sword takes 7. Let's 7 divided by 50 equals 0.14 times 7. Hmm, 150, 123 divided by 50 equals 7 divided by 50 equals number of weeks. So if it's 150, 123 divided by 10, no. Divided by 50, 3,000. 3,000 work weeks. And then let's go back to how does this work? So we're looking at this. We're trying to break things down. So let's look at the math here. Work weeks, it takes an item, divide its gold piece cost by 50. A character can complete multiple items. Work weeks. Determine how many work weeks it takes. So 100,000 divided by 50 equals 2,000 work weeks. Times 7 equals 14,000 divided by 365. Equals 38 years to build a airship. That seems overly excessive. 38. 38 divided by 5 equals 8. Hmm. 50 divided by 7 equals 7. Okay, so 150, 123 divided by 50 equals 3,000. Times 7 equals 21. 150, 123 divided by 7 equals 21. So determine how many days it takes to create an item. Divide its gold piece cost by 7. Rank of task equals duration of crafting. 10 years, 25,000. Okay, well that's oh 115 divided by 5 is 20. Damn it. Let's go with see, we're trying to reduce the duration. Let's see. It's the purchase cost. So the purchase cost. I don't know why they went with work weeks divided by 7 when you could just divide the cost by 7. That's a lot easier. If the appropriate tools for the item to be crafted, a character needs raw materials worth half the item's selling cost. To determine how many days it takes to create an item, divide its gold piece cost by 7. A character can complete multiple items in a day if the item's combined cost is 7 gold pieces or lower. Items that cost more than 7 gold pieces can be completed over longer periods of time, as long as the work in progress is stored in a safe location. Rank of task equals duration crafting. Duration, rank, CDC. 50 years. That's ridiculous. Divide by 5. Okay. So 25, 1, 2, 3, divide by 7, divide by 365, divide by 4. Let's see. So that's an individual. What about units? What? Okay, so let's see. You got 300, 1, 2, 3, divided by 50. No, 300, 1, 2, 3, divided by 200. 300, 1, 2, 3, divided by 30. Let's say 7 times. Okay, so a 5th rank task is 25 units of work in a guild. So 25 times 7 equals 175. 300, 1, 2, 3, divided by 175 equals 1,715 days. Divided by 365 equals 5 years. Okay. That means a unit of work, 1 unit of work equals 7 gold pieces of value. Oh, God, that's interesting. 200 divided by 7 is 28. Oh my God, that works out. Like an aristocratic lifestyle requires 200 gold pieces per day to maintain. A fifth rank aristocratic lifestyle is a 5th rank task. A 5th rank task requires 25 units of work to perform, and this is 28. So that actually freaking tracks. Okay, so let's look at 5,000 divided by 7 equals 714 days to perform. 714 divided by 5th rank task equals 30 days. Which is 1 season or less. Excuse me for a second here. I'm not gonna make that quiet. Beep, beep, beep. Let's see. How long have I been at this? I got people pinging me for fun. We've been at this for recording, stream time, live 45 minutes. Cool. So let's see. Okay. So let's see. What this breaks down to is 1 unit of work equals 7 GP per day. 1 guild equals 1 unit. 7, 28. 9 times 7 is 63. 16 times 7 is 113. No, 112. Right. 25 is 125. Okay, so using that math, a 300, 123, divided by 175 equals 1,714 days, divided by 365 equals 5 years. Oh, but this is like an individual. Oh, God, that totally makes sense. A character can complete multiple items per day. Cost less than section. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Okay, that works out. That works out real easily. Materials. So crafting is purchase cost and materials. Wow, that was easy. GP, 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 whoop, GP, whoop, GP, 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 GP. So we can get rid of the duration. See, XGE equals resources, resources and resolution. This gold piece cost by 7. A character can complete, what is it, 812? A character can complete multiple items in a day if the item's combined cost is 7 gold pieces or lower. That cost more than 7 gold pieces can be completed over longer periods of time as long as the work in progress is stored in a safe location. Rank of task equals duration crafting. If it takes less than 1 day, 1 plus days, 10 plus days, one plus seasons, one plus years. Cool, and we can get rid of the duration category. That was easy. Okay. Cool. Okay, well, let's go to the guilds. There we go. Units equals 1. Value 4 equals 9 equals 16 equals 5 equals, let's double check that. 16 times 7 equals, thank you, smart. I know there's a section on strongholds, so let's see if we can find selling magic items, crafting, gambling. I know there's creating strongholds around here someplace. And then we'll be done for the day. Building a stronghold. $500, 1, 2, 3, divided by 7 equals. Divided by 5 equals. 5, 1, 2, 3, divided by 7 equals. Well, that doesn't line up with what you say. You said 500,000, 1, 2, 3, divided by 50. That's the number of work weeks that it takes. Times 7, that's 70,000 days that's supposed to take. But you say it only takes 1,200. Why aren't you being consistent among your own rules, huh? What's that all about? 500, 1, 2, 3, divided by 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 equals 41 gold per day. Yeah, you guys calculated by day, not work week. You guys screwed up. That's embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. 15, 1, 2, 3 divided by 7 equals 2,000 days. But it says only 100 days. Divided by 25 equals 85 times 25 divided by 16. Yeah, you guys aren't even following your own rules. That's embarrassing, but hey, those are the rules. So you're building your own stuff here. So let's look at building a stronghold. There's 125 gold per day. That's around 4th tier. Does that jive with what we built? Fourth tier. Hey, yo, baby. That kind of pans out. That kind of pans out. Okay, cool. I bet rank and rarity should be switched. Yeah. Rarity. Rank. Cool. Okay, well, I mean, this was fast and easy. So, cheers to that. I just got to do this 17 more times. And we are done. So far, so good. Rare. Uncommon. And common. Rank. Purchase cost. Maximum cost. Let's look at strongholds. Guildhall town or city? I just think it's delicious how it just doesn't line up. They contradict their own rules. They're like, oh yeah, these costs just don't work. But maybe structures don't follow the same rules as crafting items do. So let's go to the tasks and modify that. So we're going to crafting structures. Non-magical items, and then here we're going to non-magical items. Vehicles are included among magical and non-magical items. Now we got structures. Pretty straightforward. Okay, cool. Let's take just another few minutes here to crafting items. Let's see if we can. What time is it? It's 8:30. I still got a little bit of time. Let's see if we can flesh out plus manner. We should probably scale these by size, not necessarily alphabetical. Thank you, DMsGuild. Thank you, D&D, for being so logical. Straight post. Guildhall. Divide 1, 2, 3, divide by 60 equals 83 days. What? Divided by 4? 5, 1, 2, 3, divided by 60 days. It's 83 gold per day. How does that line up with our tasks? God, that's the construction cost. That's not even, it's the construction cost. Construction cost is half the cost. It says in Xanathar's guide that the construction cost is half of the actual value. So a palace or large castle is actually 1,000,000 gold in value. 1,000,000 gold, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, divided by 7 is supposed to take 142,000 5,000 days to complete. Divide by even just at a fifth, that's still 5,000 days. That's divided by 365. That's 15 years to make. That's actually more historically accurate than 1,200 days. Get the hell out of here. Times 365. That's a conversation point worth having. Oh my god, that's so dumb. You guys are just making crap up as you go along. You readily admit that your crafting rules don't work at larger scales. So that's just delightful. But yeah, historically, 15 years for I've read books and researched castles, and those things take potentially decades to build, depending on what your resources are. So that's not unrealistic. But 5,700 days, that's 6,000 days divided by 120. Shocking, it's 5. So no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Divided by 7. Divided by 25. It's 5,715 days. Which is already, maybe structures, it's 5 times faster. Divided by 5. One, two, three, 100,000 divided by 7 equals 14,285. Divided by 16 equals, divided by 5 equals, see, that math doesn't work out. It's 2 times. That's 2 times faster. That's 2 times faster. That's 2 times faster. About 25. 25, 1, 2, 3. No, it's 50,000. 5, 0, 1, 2, 3. Divided by 50 equals 1,000 days. Divided by 150. That's 6 times faster. What? There's no rhyme or reason to this stuff. 30,000, 1, 2, 3. Divided by 7 equals 4,285. Let's go back to 50, 1, 2, 3. Divided by 7. Divided by 25. Times 25. Divided by 16. One, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Divided by 7 equals 142,000 days. If we divide that by 25, do we want to keep that in place? Yeah, there is no rhyme or reason to this stuff. 10, 1, 2, 3 divided by 7 equals 1,428 days by yourself. Divided by 60 days equals 23. $30,000 divided by 7 equals 4,000 days by yourself. That's divided by 100 equals 42. All right, well, this is something worth consulting. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I've got a meeting today that we're actually going to discuss these factors with ukulele, so I'm going to put this on hold for now. I love how everything curves out until we get to structures. Structures is obviously trying to curve into what guilds does, so we got to figure out the mechanics for guilds. So I think we can figure that out. I'm going to go ahead and cut for now. And we're going to pick this up on another day. We're going to keep digging through different tasks as we go. And I am looking forward to the adventure with you guys. So I will see you another time. Thanks so much. Later.